when a single drop of water falls from a cloud high above. It lands on the ground, sinks into the earth, and becomes part of a system that connects everything in the natural world. You might not give much thought to this drop, but it's part of a much larger, interconnected story, the hidden journey of water. And here's where it gets fascinating. This hidden water is what we call the water footprint. It's not just the water we see in lakes or drink from the tap. Water is hiding in all sorts of places. It's in our food, our clothes, even our smartphones. And once you see it, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Now, I know what you're thinking. Water footprint, that sounds technical. But stick with me, because it's actually quite simple and incredibly important. The water footprint is the total volume of fresh water used, directly or indirectly, to produce the things we consume every day. It's like asking the question, how much water does it really take to make the world go round? Let me give you an example. Take something as ordinary as a t-shirt. You might see just fabric, but behind it is an astonishing amount of hidden water. Around 2,700 litres for a single t-shirt. That's enough to fill over 30 bathtubs. And this is just the beginning. To understand this properly, experts break down the water footprint into 3 types: green, blue, and grey. First up is green water. Think of it like this. Rain falls onto a field and the plants soak it up. This is green water, the natural moisture stored in the soil, helping crops grow. You can imagine it as the water that keeps our forests and farmlands lush and thriving. Then we have blue water, which is a bit more familiar. This is the water we physically take from rivers, lakes, and underground aquifers. Essentially the water flowing through your taps, used in factories or sprayed over fields. It's what keeps us going when rainfall isn't enough. And finally, grey water. This one is a bit trickier. It's the water needed to dilute pollutants. Imagine a factory that discharges chemicals into a river. To make that water safe to use again, you'd need to dilute those pollutants with a lot of fresh water. That's grey water, used in a way to clean up our mess. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Virtual water. This is the hidden water embedded in products. Let's take coffee, for instance. You sip your morning cup, but did you know it took about 140 litres of water to produce that single cup? Most of that water isn't in the coffee you drink. It's in the growing, processing, and shipping of the beans. So when you drink coffee, you're actually consuming water from all over the world. It's about where this water is coming from, and how much of it is being used sustainably or unsustainably. Now let's talk about how we measure this. There are 2 main methods: water footprint assessment, WFA, and life cycle assessment, LCA. WFA looks at the total volume of water used and considers whether it's sustainable for a given region, whether we're taking more than nature can give back. LCA, on the other hand, digs deep into the life cycle of a product, following its water usage from raw material to disposal. It's often used in industry to assess how much water is tied up in, say, the production of a smartphone. Both are powerful tools, but here's the catch. Neither is perfect. WFA is great for looking at water management in big regions, while LCA zooms in on specific products. But together, they give us a fuller picture of how we're using this precious resource. And this brings us to a rather surprising realization. The water footprint isn't just a local issue, it's a global one. Let's take India as an example, a major exporter of goods. The water used to make those products is embedded in them, meaning India is essentially exporting its water to other countries. That's what makes water footprints so important to understand. We're all interconnected, whether we realize it or not. So, what does all this mean for you and me? Well, every choice we make, from the food we eat to the clothes we buy, has an impact on the world's water. And the more we're aware of that, the better we can make choices that are kinder to the planet. But it's not just about individuals. Businesses and governments need to pay attention too. Companies can use water footprint data to reduce their water usage and find more sustainable ways to produce goods. Governments can use it to manage their water resources more effectively, making sure we're not over-extracting or polluting our freshwater sources. Here's the thing. Water is life. That's not just a poetic statement. It's a scientific reality. Every drop, every footprint we leave on this planet tells a story about how we're using one of the world's most precious resources. And as water scarcity becomes a bigger challenge, understanding our water footprints, both the visible and the hidden ones, becomes more important than ever. Because at the end of the day, water isn't just something we drink. It's in everything we do, everything we touch, and everything we are.